I don't know what you had in mind, but here we stand on opposing sides. Let's go to war. Let's go to war!
All right, the Pugilist back again. Dude, crazy week. Like, of stuff. Like,
yeah.
Like, good fights last weekend. We'll talk about that. Little online drama. One FC's like kicking a card here while we're recording. Bellator's got a big card and another UFC card right on top of it, dude.
Yep. Big week in MMA, another one.
And, you know, this is, for me, from what I'm seeing, it's sort of like a week in totality, if you will. I don't think any of the fights, like, overwhelm me necessarily, but there's a lot of them. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
you're bound to get something good. So,
yeah, I mean, especially the UFC card coming up with Whittaker and Gastelum. There's some title shot implications, with that one. And
yeah.
So I think there's some other really good fights on that card.
All right, we'll get right to it, man. Let's break down what we saw with Vettori and Holland. I would tell you, I had a fucking shit pick'em night. I just was kind of picking in the wins, if you will. But
yeah, I can't really remember who I went with.
I think we both thought Holland might come in and surprise him.
Yeah, I think I probably picked Vettori, but I remember saying that I had a feeling that
I thought
Holland could upset him.
I feel like Holland, he did well. He didn't talk as much. He seemed more serious and focused. But the dude can't wrestle, man. Let's just be real. He doesn't have any. And Brunson obviously completely exposed that. And yep. Vettori, I don't care for that style of fighting personally, especially in the heavier divisions, but it's smart. He took a big risk fighting Holland, and he got out with a win. It was obviously dominant, right? I mean, you can't argue with his thought process, but it didn't make for like an overly exciting fight by any means.
No, and I think a lot of people look at Marvin Vettori and they see the kind of the way he acts, prior to the fight, and he's super energetic and animated and whatnot and in your face, and people kind of expect, I think, going into fight night that he's just going to stand there and throw fucking shots in the pocket, and try and knock this dude out. Mm-hmm. But Holland was tagging him on the feet.
Oh, he was piecing him up pretty good, dude. Yeah,
and Marvin adjusted and used his superior skills to,
which Holland doesn't do. I hope he learns to, because I think the kid has an incredible future. He's super exciting to watch. I mean, I think he overdoes it with the talk, but once he starts to back it up with fighting like more known opponents, he's going to be awesome to watch. I mean, he's going to be a super marketable fighter. I'd like to see him at 170, I think, though. Not suggesting that that's a weight class he's going to go to or wants to. Maybe he doesn't care, but I think he would be stronger. These are big dudes. Vettori looked a lot bigger than him. Strong.
Yeah, Vettori looks like a fucking light heavyweight.
The dude looks like a tank. So maybe that's something he needs to focus on. You got to give the guy mad props, though, for coming out of a 5-round war with Brunson and doing a hot turn and doing another 5 rounds. I mean, that says a lot.
Yeah, I mean, you're going 0-2 against Brunson and Holland. I mean, that sucks, but at the same time, like, he's still winning a lot of getting a lot of support from fans for his willingness to step into the cage on.
That's 50 minutes of high caliber experience,
Yeah.
So, I admire him for doing what he's doing. I just wish the kid would learn how to wrestle. There were some tweets or something like, go to Dagestan for like 9 months, dude, and come back, you'll be a beast. You gotta be champion.
Did you see that picture that somebody posted of him, like a Photoshop of him training in Dagestan for 9 months? He comes back with a Khabib beard.
Oh, really?
No mustache, just the beard. It's fucking hilarious. It's a really good Photoshop job.
I mean, he probably would, dude. That'd be amazing.
Yeah, I bet. I keep hearing rumors of him potentially training with DC, but I don't know if there's any validity to that.
So DC takes a lot of people under his wing, and I think he. Thank you. And I think he wants to breed good young fighters, man.
Especially if he sees potential in them, right? And Holland
and I think Holland has loads of it, man.
Yeah, man, he showed a ton of brilliance in the cage. The way he knocked out Jacare and the way he knocked out that other fucking dude who, what was his name? the guy that won with that flashy spinning back kick a few months back.
Fuck, I don't even remember his name because that's all he's done. He hasn't fought since, I don't think, has he? It was a ridiculous knockout, but
yeah, Joaquin Buckley. Yeah,
that dude.
Yeah, his stoppage over Buckley was awesome. Yeah, man. I mean, I think Holland's has a ton of potential. He just needs to fix that little gap in his skill set with his wrestling. Once he stops the shot, though, man, he's gonna piece people up.
Yeah, he's only got he only has to learn how to defend like 2 takedowns because then they'll stop going for him. You know.
Yeah, his striking is really good. I was really worried for Marvin because he was eating some real precise punches from Kevin. Yeah,
I mean, I thought it was looking like it might go his way, but Vettori adjusted like a top 5 middleweight would, you know?
Yeah. I don't know really what this. I still don't feel that the win for Vettori put him really anywhere closer to getting a shot against Adesanya.
No.
I still think that kind of falls on what happens between Whittaker and Gastelum this weekend.
That's a far more marketable fight. I mean,
yeah, even though Izzy's beat both Whittaker and Kelvin.
Yeah, but okay, so he beat him, but it's a rematch. It's a more exciting rematch than Adesanya Vettori fight, in my opinion.
Yeah, Adesanya's beaten all 3 of those dudes.
Yeah, dude, he's wiped out the division, bro. I mean, at this point, for Adesanya, it made sense when he went up and fought Blachowicz. I thought it was weird that Jan took that fight, but where the fuck else was Adesanya supposed to go? Who else was he supposed to fight?
Yeah,
he's cleaned it out.
Yeah, middleweight needed to kind of clear itself out. But I think with this fight with Vettori and Holland ending, and then Whittaker and Gastelum finally fighting after like 3 fucking attempts to set that fight up.
Right.
I think the division will quickly
and
work
it wasn't who dropped. Someone dropped, didn't it? Didn't someone drop?
The last fight, I think like the day of or something like that, Whittaker had to pull out for some reason.
No. Yeah, he's had some weird health problems. I'm talking about this time. Gastelum filled in for someone, I thought.
Yeah, he did.
It's not as short notice, but he filled in.
Yeah, Whittaker was supposed to fight Paulo Costa.
That's right.
Yeah.
What, he like blew up his knee or something, didn't he? Or did he get COVID?
No, he had flu. I don't know if it was COVID, but he got sick. Yeah, and then Kelvin.
Which seems odd to me though, because it was a while ago. Like this isn't that short a notice.
No, Paulo pulled out in mid-March.
Interesting.
So I mean, Kelvin said, about a month, right, to prepare. Which obviously I'm no fighter, but I think that's a pretty decent amount of time for a fight camp.
Yeah, I think as there's fighters that do 4-week intense fight camps, but I mean, for a guy like Gastelum who's in the gym all the time, anyways. As long as he, I think at middleweight he doesn't struggle to make weight nearly like he used to, but I think 4 weeks is plenty. Although, and he's also prepared for Whittaker in the past, right?
That's true. Yep.
So I mean, it's not like this isn't as short notice maybe as other fights. So, yeah. But I think Darren Till's interesting in that mix, but I think Till might have ran right through Vettori personally.
Fuck that, man. I disagree.
Do you? You don't like?
Yeah, man.
You're not there, huh?
No, I like Darren. I think he's an exciting fighter. I was really pumped, to see him go on his run at 170 before he fought Tyron. But I said this on the last podcast. I think Vettori's like the cream of the crop as far as contenders go in the division. I think he can beat Adesanya.
Well, he's got a fight under his belt with him.
Yep, and it was Adesanya won that fight, but it was a competitive fight.
I feel like I remember Adesanya being a little beat up in that one, though, was he? He doesn't really show damage. Like he doesn't hide damage well at all. Like he gets puffy in some fights, when he gets. Oh yeah, he's had loads and loads of fights and other things. So like sometimes when he gets pieced up, like he doesn't hide it well at all.
Well, at the end of the Gastelum fight, he looked like shit.
He was pieced up pretty good, right?
Yeah, so, that was a banger.
Some guys hide it better than others, but
Yeah, I don't know. Who knows? Maybe they'll make Till versus Paulo or something next.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's possible. Till is kind of, that's a really unfortunate break for him, literally, like breaking his collarbone, because he's sort of left out in the dust now. I don't see anything that makes loads of sense for him, I don't know. I mean there could be I'm sure there's other fights out there, but this is a big setback for him, big time.
Yeah, but I think there are a lot of opportunities for him, though. I mean, potentially Paulo, if Vettori still wants to fight, I'm sure he could get it. Derek Brunson, right? He's still in there. There's a lot of opportunities for him.
Yeah,
I think the UFC will find a place for him.
Well, he's highly marketable. He's got a massive following. As most of the big name UK fighters do. So yeah, they'd be foolish to leave him on the bench for too long as he's healthy, right? So he's another guy I love seeing up at a heavier weight. He's just massive, dude. When he was fighting at 170, it was insane.
Yeah, he was killing himself. I think. I don't even know how.
Weight. Yeah. So overall though, the Vettori Holland card, you liked it?
Yeah, I liked the Julian Marquez Sal Alvey fight. That was pretty good,
dude. I love the way Marquez does business, bro.
Yeah, man, he just gets
like
in.
He doesn't go in like head hunting. He doesn't go in like, nope, I'm going to submit him. Like he'll take whatever happens. And I mean, you could just tell by the way he choked Sam Alvey out. Like the dude was wrecked. He could have put him away with punches.
Yeah.
No, fuck, I'll just choke him. I love that. I love how he's just it's a finisher mentality. It doesn't matter what the method is, man. I just really like that guy.
Yeah, I like Julian too. I think he's kind of a sleeper that's quickly gaining traction. Shout
out to Kraus, bro, because he has a stable of fighters out there in Kansas City, and that dude he was a good fighter. I think he's still a fighter, but he's a superior coach. He's got a stable of fighters that are really doing work under him, man.
Not to mention he's probably one of the most handsome MMA fighters that has ever existed. I mean, that guy is like, he's a beautiful man.
He is. And so is Gilban. I mean, that dude's actually a model.
Yeah, Kraus looks better. Kraus has like he has like a Marine Corps like fade, like a nice.
Yeah, he does. He is a clean cut kid for sure.
Good beard, nice tattoos.
I would challenge you to look at the Gigi Hadid underwear commercial that Gilban did. I'm just saying.
Listen, man, I'm comfortable with who I am, but I don't want to open doors that don't need to be opened. Okay.
I'm just saying. Just do like a hot or not UFC.
Yeah. Poster boy.
Yeah, dude, no, I like Kraus a lot, man. I think he's a great fighter. But what's interesting though is how good of a fighter he is. Like sometimes you hear about guys, they're more coachers than they ever were doers. Like I don't know what Greg Jackson's MMA career or fighting career was. I really have no idea. But he's probably one of the greatest MMA coaches in this era for sure.
Sure.
That's at least put it all under one roof, right? But Kraus, like he's got a pedigree for fighting and now building a serious pedigree for coaching, as is old Khabib over there. He's 4-0 as a ring coach, like as a coaching fighter. So some of these guys are just crossing over, man. It's great.
Yeah. No, I like what James has done, and his work with Julian. I mean, it just shows in the fight. He comes out and he puts on really good fucking dominating performances.
Oh, dude, he fights fun. He interviews fun. Like he doesn't take it way. He doesn't go over the top with it. Like he has fun with these like call outs, And,
yeah, he kind of dropped the ball at the whole Miley Cyrus thing. Like he could have, I don't know, maybe wifed up Miley.
He totally could have rode that wrecking ball.
Yeah, he just saying. He dropped the ball with that one though. He's got a.
Well, what was interesting is I thought DC kind of primed him for it, and he didn't mention her. He went after the Chiefs this time, but he got some love. He got some love on social media. Yeah, he said he wanted to challenge like Mahomes and Kelsey and some of these other dudes to a pickleball contest.
What's pickleball?
It's like mini tennis. You don't know what pickleball is?
No.
Maybe it's a podcast for another day. It's like they're popping up all over the country, dude. You have to look it up, but it's like a little mini tennis court, and you play kind of like a ping pong paddle, and like a bigger ball, but it plays like tennis. Lots of people are doing it. They're everywhere here in Utah. But yeah, he challenged them to a pickleball match. I just like the guy, dude.
Yeah, he's likable. What else was on that card? Arnold Allen and Sadiq Youssef. That was a good fight.
It was, yeah.
Yeah, the co-main event. Prior to this fight, I hadn't really paid a whole lot of attention to Arnold Allen. He just seemed kind of like I don't know, unassuming,
yeah,
UK fighter, but
he's good.
Tough. And Sadiq Youssef, man,
I
like him a lot.
Yeah, he's no slouch, man. That kid had some serious weight behind him. That was a good fight. And I think that's a fight we'll see again, probably down the road.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, those two kind of guys. I think they're both pretty young.
Still kind of breaking out,
Yeah.
Yep. And they both have, in my estimation, have like really good potential to have some bright future. So, yeah, that one didn't like jump off the paper for me, but yeah, now that you mention it was. No,
it was a good scrap. I think Arnold has the most wins in that division now in featherweight division. I think he's like the top.
It's something like that, which is crazy to me because I didn't really even recognize him coming into this fight. I would have thought I would have picked up on him more,
Yeah, I think the reason why is because pretty much every single one of his fights has gone the distance. He hasn't really shown a whole lot of finishing.
Yeah.
And he's choked out, I think, 2 or 3 guys in the UFC, but most of them have been 3-round decisions. Nevertheless, someone to keep your eye on. Yeah.
So when guys do that, when they fight and they have these decisions, they just unfortunately, to just a savage knockout hungry crowds, they don't build a following as fast,
Yeah.
If anyone thinks that doesn't matter, I just disagree.
And in Arnold's defense, I mean, he hasn't been fighting fucking bums. Sadiq Youssef is a great fighter. He fought Nick Lentz, who's tough as shit. Gilbert Melendez, who, I think the only person that's ever finished him really is Pettis and maybe somebody else. But he's fighting tough dudes. He's not fighting bums.
Yeah. I mean, there's nothing to, if you're getting through those guys and you're winning decisions, I mean, that's nothing to scoff at. Those are some tough dudes, man. Those are legit hard fights he's taken.
Yeah.
But I've noticed that sort of with some of look at Bisping, dude. It took Bisping forever to break out, and he was a tough winner, right? It took him a long time. Like sometimes these UK fighters, they don't seem to be, with the exception of like Dan Hardy in the day, like they don't rush right to the top always. Obviously Conor McGregor's out of Ireland, so he's sort of out of that area, but he is a different model. But some of these guys just take longer to develop, I think.
Sure. Yeah.
They always used to lack wrestling. I don't think that's necessarily a problem anymore, but they don't seem to be in a hurry necessarily to just run right to the top and try to grab a strap. A lot of them just seem to take the road less traveled and take as many fights as they have to take, I guess.
Which is probably smart because, by the time they get into those top fights, they're very well prepared, right?
I mean, especially if you have a hole in your game anywhere, I would think it makes sense. It's a sound strategy, right?
Yeah.
If you're weak at wrestling, but you're already fighting in the UFC, like you may want to take fights that sort of progressively allow you to work on that and get better at it,
Yeah,
rather than just, wind up like Holland and get in there and get dumped on your head 15 times,
Yeah.
So, I mean, but yeah, I liked him. It was definitely a good fight. I mean, I think all the fights were good. None of them were bad. Was it? Oh, Mackenzie Dern fought.
Yeah, Mackenzie Dern fought.
So I thought,
Nunes.
Man, Nina looked great, dude. And I've been following her on social. Like, obviously, I think having the baby and doing the adjustments and all that stuff was probably hard for her. That was like a 2-year layoff, but she looked in great shape, and I would expect big things from her, even though this was not a good fight. But Mackenzie Dern, dude, looks incredible. Like, now she has the strength and conditioning to go with the jiu-jitsu, and dude, her stand-up's getting pretty sick too. She's going to be dangerous.
Yeah, she looked really fucking good. And there was just a massive disparity between ground skills, between both fighters.
Oh, it's like
just levels above.
Grossly obvious. Like, you're like, holy shit. I think Mackenzie, if she continues to train herself and keep the camp that she has, dude, when she gets to fighting for the strap, she's going to be one of the most complete fighters in that division. I just don't, and she's going to create a lot of problems for people.
She's like built too, like,
well, dude, she used to miss weight a lot, right? Which is uncanny to, like, she was a big 115er as a woman. She was cutting weight, right? Isn't she? Yeah, she's 115. She cuts weight and was like struggling to make weight, missing weight, right? Takes the fights anyways, because everyone, you know, she's got some incredible lineage. And then after the baby, I don't know if it was like, hey, I have to have a strength and conditioning coach because I'm too far gone. She's lighter and looks stronger than ever before. So she's done a complete transformation. I mean, if you look at some of her early fights, she was kind of frumpy. Now she looks incredible, dude. Like,
yeah, she looks fucking shredded.
She's putting the whole package together, man. It's impressive.
My big concern with people like Mackenzie Dern who have, you know, these, you know, when she came into the UFC, she was pretty one-dimensional, right? An exceptional grappler.
Yeah.
You know, and she said after the fight, well, I'm a striker now. I don't want to see her get into that tunnel that Ronda Rousey got into, you know, where you just focus on stand-up and you totally neglect what made you who you are, right? Like, I want to continue to see her use her submissions.
Well, yeah, for sure. Because the first time she gets rocked in a fight, she's going to try to revert back to jiu-jitsu. And if she's not sharp there, she's going to pay for it. So,
yeah.
I mean, yeah. I don't like it when you're right. I don't like it when they get sucked into that. You got to be this incredible striker. Why, man? Do what works for you. Because no one can keep up with that.
Yeah, it's important to be well-rounded, you know, but at the end of the day, like, if you can get somebody down and tap them out, fucking do it, you know?
It's a safe way to get out of a fight healthy.
Well, and submissions are just as exciting as knockouts, you know? I guess depending on who you ask, right?
For nerds like us, I think, because we just appreciate all the fighting. I mean, there's definitely a lot of people that don't care for the chess match that goes on the ground, but like, dude, I love Joanna. She'll stand and bang with anybody. She's a Thai fighter by trade. No way she could hang with Dern on the ground. No way. Not even close.
No.
It wouldn't even.
I know. I get super jazzed up when I see when she moved to mount and when you knew that she was positioning her hips to switch over and grab that arm. Yeah. Like, I get super tense in my chair. Like, I grab the arms. I do too. I'm like, you know. Yeah.
I do too, I think, because you can spot it, right? You can see there's some nuances there that if you don't watch a lot of fights, you don't have to be like, you know, a super good grappler or any of that. If you just watch a lot of fights, you just start to recognize how people are positioning themselves. And obviously, like, if you know anything about Mackenzie Dern, you know she's likely going to go in for a submission, right? But I mean, yeah, it was, you know, but what a great fight. What a great matchup I thought it was. So
yeah, it really was.
Nina, that was highly marketable. I mean, I think for women's MMA, that was a big step. I mean, you know, it was a huge step for just, it's probably an underrated fight as far as like what it could potentially do for some of these girls, you know, who want to live life and have families and still fight and still, you know, you look at, you know, Karate Hottie, old Michelle Watterson. I like her. I've actually seen her train in person. She's great in the gym. A mother, to have a career in fighting and try to raise a family is pretty unique, I would say, for women at least. I mean, it's just, you know. Yeah,
definitely more so, I think, for women. Just because, I mean, they're the ones that have to fucking torture their body to bring a child into this world. And then even after the fact, you know, you've got that whole recovery period. And yeah, it's just insane to see both of these ladies, you know, recently give birth to kids and then come back in and fucking fight.
Yeah.
Very impressive.
Yeah. Man, that was a good fight. Great matchup. I wonder what happens with Nina. Cause she was on a little run there. Seemed like, could be wrong.
She had,
they said she was on a 2-year layoff. I feel like it didn't take that long though, but
her last fight before this one was in, June of 2019.
Holy shit, dude.
Yeah. So almost 2 years.
Wow. Yeah. I wonder where she goes or who she fights next, you know?
Yeah. I think, you know, give her, I don't know. I mean, she seems like the type of person that doesn't back down from a challenge, right? So like, she might just be like, fuck it. Okay. I got tapped out. Like, let's go after the next one. You know,
she seems tough. Yeah. No, she seems tough. She's obviously who her wife is matters. You know, she's got a great team behind her that I think is going to motivate her and get her back in there, you know?
Yeah.
I feel like after a 2-year hiatus, like you got to think like, yeah, man, probably a little rust there. Mackenzie may have been a little bit much for her, but at the same time, like I bet Nina's under a lot of pressure just because of the camp she's in, you know, who her wife is, you know, to do well, or she probably puts a lot of pressure on herself. So,
yeah,
And if I remember correctly, they were closely ranked together, I believe, right? Like outside the top 5, but it was like 8 and 9 or 8 and 10 or something. I mean, they were fairly close in the rankings. So, it was a fight. It was a fight that mattered too.
Yeah, Mackenzie was ranked number 5, I think, and Nina was number 7, maybe.
I feel like Mackenzie wasn't quite in the top 5. I could be wrong. They may have already updated it for whatever she is. Because Mackenzie's hunting for that top 5 spot. So
yeah, and you know what?
She doesn't call people out though. She'll take she'll take whatever they give her. I'd like to see Mackenzie and JJ, man. I think it'd be a good fight.
You think I don't know if Joanna's gonna come back down to strawweight. Isn't she fighting at fucking 125 now?
I don't know if she's committed to that. I mean, she went up and fought Shevchenko for the belt, but went back down and fought
Wei Li.
And I think they'll get a second Wei Li fight. That was an incredible fight.
Yeah, man, that fucking women's MMA, man, it's really turned a corner in the last, courtesy of Ronda, right? I mean, I get fucking super pumped about some of these female fights.
Oh, I don't even look at it as anything different at this point.
Yeah. Because I'm stoked about Rose and
the fighters. Yeah, we're going to talk about that here in a bit, but yeah, it's because the fighters are there now. It was like for a while there was 1 or 2 here and there, and the skill sets and the disparity between the two were so obvious. It was like, come on, man, what are you even doing? Mm-hmm. That gap is closed. So now there's a huge stable of fighters, not just in the UFC but across the world. I mean, there's still some obvious gaps when you look at like what Nina's doing or what Amanda's doing, Amanda Nunes. Shout out to Nina, changed her name too, by the way. But yeah, like there's like between Amanda Nunes and a lot of women, there's a huge disparity. But that's like the one anomaly in women's MMA right now, if you think about it. Like, yeah, obviously Dern's jiu-jitsu is probably better than loads of people, but there's also people that are far superior strikers to her. So the gaps have sort of closed down, and it's made it a lot more exciting.
Yeah. What was the other card or the other fight on that main card? Oh yeah, Mike Perry and Dana Rodriguez.
Yeah, I didn't care for that one.
Mike Perry got the shit kicked out of him.
Yeah, that dude needs a camp.
Yeah, I don't know what's yeah, he seems just kind of confused, like unsure of like where he should be going in his career, and unsure who he should be training with, what he should be focusing on. I don't know, man. He's
dude, he doesn't seem like an easy person to train with or to provide services to.
Yeah,
he seems to be, maybe he's calmed down since his baby, but he seems to be all over the place.
I don't know, man. He has not looked good.
No,
as of late. I honestly wouldn't be surprised if the UFC gave him the boot.
Wait, was Suga on this one?
Was he on this card?
Yeah, or was that last card?
No, that was the last.
Okay, that's right.
Miocic and Ngannou, I think.
Yeah, no, Sugar's just been talking shit. I think he's just kept his name in MMA. Yeah, I think Perry's got one more fight, and he said as much. He's just going to go out and give it everything he's got.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I don't know who they match him up with.
There's not many people out there.
Yeah.
Yeah, he doesn't have a team, dude. A lot of, before he had his baby, his girlfriend or fiance or whatever was like holding mitts for him and shit. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, he's just super weird because I mean he's shown like shades of brilliance too, like the way he knocked out Jake Ellenberger and and he came into the UFC and he beat the fuck out of Danny Roberts. He had that war with Paul Felder, and I don't know, man. It's strange. He's a strange dude.
Well, if you don't get sucked into a brawl with him, you're
but even like
gonna beat him.
Yeah. I don't know if his nose can take a whole lot of damage. I think who was it that shattered his face? Was it? I think it was maybe Vicente Luque, either Vicente Luque or Jeff Neal. Like his nose got turned into fucking hamburger.
Oh, it's like a Z.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't. It's like a Michael Jackson nose now. It's really grotesque, and I don't. He cuts easy.
So Dana White kind of explained that with Misha Tate. He was saying, like, if you go get your nose fixed too soon, like, it can actually hurt you when you come back in and fight. So, like, if you just leave it semi-broken, like, you just reset it, it actually maybe better for fighters. I could be totally wrong. But like Misha, Dana was like, hey, don't get your nose fixed. Like, you know, she had a broken nose. Obviously, for a woman, it maybe is more impactful mentally and for your, you know, just how you view yourself. But he's like, hey, don't get your nose fixed. Like, keep fighting, you know, run out your career, and I'll fix it all for you when you're done. She chose to get her nose fixed anyways. And he was like, dude, I guarantee that if that impacted her when she fought Amanda Nunes.
Oh.
Either getting hit there or, you know, I don't know. I don't know what surgery. Your nose is such a weird little fickle thing, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
So I don't know, man. I don't know much about it, but yeah, apparently it can impact people. But obviously, if you have a shattered nose and you can't fucking breathe, your mouth's hanging open, you're going to be more susceptible to knockouts. So it's like, what do? You know, like,
yeah.
I don't know.
You got to get one of those nose guards that Horace Grant wore when he played for the Bulls. Remember that?
Right. Yeah.
Let's see, on the prelim card, Jim Miller set a record for most UFC fights, 37th fight, lost a unanimous decision to Joe Selecki. Did you see that fight?
Yeah, and I like Jim Miller.
Yeah, Miller looks great in the first round, and then after that, I think he just kind of gassed out. And
the guy's been around forever, dude.
Yeah.
He's probably on his stream song here, hopefully. I know I feel like he got like fucking Lyme disease or something crazy. Like, and it had a pretty big impact on his career. Like, remember when he first started out, too, was undefeated forever. And like, no one, you know, his wrestling was just so superior to people's. He was just ground and pound extraordinaire. You know, I think the whole division caught up to him pretty quickly, but yeah, I like him. It's always nice having Jim Miller on a card because it's going to be exciting either way, I feel like. But his time is probably his son is set, man, I think.
Yeah, I feel like he's obviously got to be at the tail end of his career. You know, and Joe Selecki, I think, is just kind of getting started. You know, he doesn't have a whole lot of fights, like 13, 14 fights. You know, only 3 official
Miller's
UFC
probably
bouts.
lost that many at this point, right?
Yeah. Miller's I don't know what his record is. He's got quite a few losses though. But we were talking about that too. He's got 16 losses. Yeah. Oh wow. He's got more losses than fucking Selecki has fights.
Wow.
On the prelim card, the one fight that I really, really enjoyed was the John McDessie fight. He fought the young kid Ignacio Bahamondes.
Yeah, dude, that kid was long. And
yeah. And fucking McDessie he's just a little tank.
Dude, he was in a phone booth the whole fight. Yeah. It was incredible. Yeah. Like, that's what I was watching it with my friend Billy. I was like, dude, like, or you know Billy. But I was like, bro, this dude has to be like inside a phone booth to beat this kid. That guy's ridiculous for that weight class. Like, he's super huge. Yeah. But he's also, not only is he just tall, but he has like abnormally long arms. So his reach was like that of, I bet him and Adesanya, I bet he's close to like an Adesanya type wingspan.
Maybe. And McDessie isn't even that short. Like, he looked like DJ's size, you know, but he's like 5'8", 5'9".
Yeah, he's not, you know, for that weight class, he's appropriate size.
Yeah.
And that kid Ignacio, he's good, man. Or how do you say his last name? Bahamondes or something?
Bahamondes.
And he's rare coming out of Chile. Like, there aren't many Chilean fighters. There's a few. It's very rare though. And you know, I was telling my buddy, I was like, damn, dude, that's a big Chilean. Like, most folks from Chile are like, they're small, you know, like they're just not, they don't have height like that. So yeah, that dude, he's pretty special, man. He seems like a great striker. McDessie looked fucking good. He
did. He looked really fucking good. I was very impressed with him. And I've always been, you know, I mean, I think his stand-up is, he's always really stood out, you know, as a really good martial artist. But he looks fucking phenomenal.
He's Canadian. Is he out of the TriStar gym?
I don't know.
So that's another really great coach of the TriStar. I don't know if McDessie's out of there, but
he's trained a few places. I know he trained at Rufus Sport for a while. I'm not sure if he's still.
He may train in America. I have no idea, but that TriStar gym dude, Faraz the Hobby, man, that dude's an incredible coach.
Yeah. Yep.
He's probably when Sean Thompson passed, he probably took over as one of the greatest in Canada, I would say.
Oh yeah, without a doubt. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm curious now where McDessie trains, but I don't recall who was in his corner. Faraz the Hobby's not somebody you'd normally miss.
And that was I didn't see any of the fights underneath that. I jumped on the prelim card late.
Yeah, I was kind of going back and forth. I mean, none of them really. I got to see what I wanted to see, and I thought it was a good card.
It was a good card. I enjoyed it.
Correct me if I'm wrong. It's the first time we saw the fighters in the Venom gear. Thought the Venom gear looks great. It's clean.
Yeah,
looks great for the the color patterns and everything. Like I think they'll probably do a lot with it. It still represents as a marketable brand well.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't think they really radically changed from what Reebok was doing, but
no, I feel like if you slapped a Reebok fucking logo on there and got rid of the Venom, like you wouldn't be able to tell. It looked like new. Right?
Yeah, I mean, but it looks good, looks sharp, looks clean. I love how it's standardized. I think that makes a lot of sense for the premier organization in the world, much like the NFL. That was sort of the reasoning behind it. The NFL changes jerseys here and there every now and again, like just like any other place would. But yeah, I thought it looked good. I thought it looked clean. Great card for ABC. It was a simulcast, right? ABC and ESPN Plus. So
yeah,
I think what they're, dude, I've said it a couple times, man. I think we're on a historic run right now. Mixed martial arts as a whole, this year is just incredible. I think they're almost like overdoing it because we missed out almost.
Don't say that, man. You're going to jinx it.
Oh, dude. Well, I mean, it's like, what if 2022 is trash?
They put on like 3 events, something like another variant of COVID comes in and just fucking kills half the country.
Yeah. I don't know, man. But I'm going to enjoy it while it lasts, bro.
I think it's just going to keep getting crazier and crazier. Eventually they're just going to completely take over sports. Like there's going to be fucking MMA on like every single night.
Great. I'd be all right with that.
I'll probably buy cable again if that's the case.
I don't see how could you not? I think you'd have to.
As much as I don't want to. Yeah.
You'd be missing too much.
The nice thing about the Venom thing too is, when Reebok came in, like they had no experience working with MMA promotions, right?
Yeah.
Whereas Venom has pretty much exclusively been for MMA.
That's all they do, right?
Combat sports. Yeah. So I think the transitions are going to be a little cooler. And I think you're going to see a lot more unique designs coming out of the shorts for special, for guys like Korean Zombie, and these like marquee fighters.
Some of these special events and stuff for guys that I don't know how the sponsorship deals work. I think it's unique to every fighter as far as what Venom chooses to pay each fighter, I guess. And I'm sure your marketability and your stock matters. But yeah, we're going to see some cool stuff. I would expect to see a McGregor with something cool.
Sure.
If not fight trunks, definitely shirts or hoodies. And to be honest, like I didn't care for the Reebok gear. I thought it cleaned up the sport, which I think matters as far as building a premier promotion. But this Venom gear, dude, I'm not gonna lie, it's something I'd probably wear, in support of a certain fighder. It'd be like grabbing a jersey on a Sunday for an NFL team. I feel like it's.
Do you remember when the Reebok deal started? And,
I don't even remember how long ago that was.
Well, they had a bunch of blunders with the designs. Like instead of Gilbert Melendez, it was Giblert Melendez.
Oh, jeez.
Like they had a bunch of fucked up, just like complete fuck ups that like shouldn't have happened. Like if you go on Wikipedia or you just look at the UFC roster, you can figure it out. Shit. It was funny. I was trying to track down one of the Giblert Melendez things because I feel like that'd be worth a little bit of money someday. But
that's awesome. I feel like Venom probably won't make that mistake.
No, they won't. Not at all. Like these guys know fighting. All right, what else we got coming on? So Friday night, April 16th at the Mohegan Sun Arena, we've got Bellator 257. Vadim Nemkov versus Phil Davis as the headlining.
Yeah, dude. I don't know much about Nemkov. What I didn't realize though is he's the light heavyweight holder. He holds the strap and he's still in this tournament. I think that's really interesting.
Yeah, I think it's kind of strange too. You kind of feel like
definitely not normal.
The winner of the tournament should fight the champion. The champion should just kind of, but I guess he wants to stay active. I don't know.
That's interesting to me. And I wonder through the tournament if he's fighting Phil Davis, right?
Yeah.
If Phil beats him, does he win the strap and then he carries the strap through the rest of the tournament?
No, I don't think so. I think, but I don't know. Maybe I'm fucking wrong. I don't know.
Well, I find that really strange. Like, you're right. Nemkov probably just wants to stay active, but I find it really interesting.
Yeah, I don't know if this is officially like a title fight. Yeah, not sure. quarterfinal bout for the Bellator World Lightweight. Oh, maybe it is. Yeah, according to Wikipedia, it looks like it's actually for the title.
Wow.
That's weird.
Strange way to run a tournament, man.
Yeah.
Because it's not a Grand Prix. If they said it was a Grand Prix, they marketed that as a light heavyweight world championship tournament. Grand Prix is something completely different. The light heavyweight belt wouldn't be on the line, but the
tournament belt would be on the
champion.
Line.
The champion could fight for a tournament belt. That's how Pride used to do it. So this is This is interesting to me. But the tournament's got good fighters. I don't know much about Nemkov. If I remember correctly, though, he ran through Bader fairly easily, didn't he?
Yeah, he beat the piss out of Bader. He fucked him up pretty good.
So Phil Davis has been around forever, though. Great wrestler.
Yeah, Phil Davis has always kind of bothered me. Like, great wrestling skills. And you'd see every now and then in a couple fights in the UFC, like his striking would kind of like come together in this fight. But like, I still feel like it's just he's missing some kind of vital pieces of his skills, which I think is going to really be exposed when he fights Nemkov. I think Nemkov's going to kind of batter him.
Yeah, like I said, I don't know much about Nemkov. I'm gonna have to do some research on him, but I think he is
he's a scary looking dude. He looks like Ivan fucking Drago.
He looks nasty, but just when you hear about a light heavyweight world championship tournament and you hear a name like Nemkov, you just think like murderer. You think like complete fighter, right? Nemkov, probably Eastern European, most likely out of Russia. That immediately calls like probably a Fedor guy, something like that. I mean,
that's what he trains with.
Okay, I didn't even know that. I'm just guessing, but he is going to be complete fighter,
Yeah, very heavy hands. I think really good sambo skills. He's a master of sport, which appears like it seems like every fucking Russian fighter is a master of sport in combat sambo.
Combat sambo's nuts, dude. Like,
that's a brutal sport.
So for anyone who listens to us but doesn't know much about individual martial arts, think John Wick. What John Wick does in all his movies, that's sambo based. All the throwing and arm barring and you know what I mean, like all that shit. It's like a mix of jits, judo, and wrestling all put together, and it's weird because they're also sick with leg locks. But they only like when they do combat sambo, they wear like a gi top, but not a bottom. Yeah. Like, it's interesting. Fedor, I think, really put combat sambo on the map. I'm sure, but it seems like almost like a Russian national sport, really.
Oh, it is. It is
much like Taekwondo in Korea.
Yeah. The other light heavyweight fight on there, Corey Anderson, former UFC fighter, right? Worst. He had officially like the worst nickname in all of mixed martial arts at one time. Beastin 25-8.
What?
That was his nickname, Beastin 25-8 instead of 24/7, 25-8.
I don't even get that.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense. He has since changed it to overtime, which sounds a lot better. But Beastin 25-8 is, that will forever follow him, I think.
I never cared for Corey Anderson personally.
He had some, he kind of derailed the Johnny Walker hype train when he was in the UFC. Sure. He has a win over Jan Blachowicz. But then he got knocked out in the rematch. He had some good fights. Well,
he just sort of like unceremoniously like decided free agency was the route for him. I don't think the UFC cared necessarily to let him go, and I'm surprised. I don't know if he got paid well in Bellator, but I don't know if he's worth crazy money, But,
yeah, I don't know. But the guy he's fighting is on a fucking pretty solid win streak. A nice range of finishes, 2 knockouts and submissions, a couple decisions in there too.
Remind me again, who's he fighting?
I won't even be able to pronounce his name. His last name is Yagshimuradov.
Oh, geez, I don't know
he's from Turkmenistan, which up until recently I didn't even know existed as a country. Yeah. But the guy's 18-5, super. He's only 31 years old. And although this is his Bellator debut, thank you.
Turkmenistan is going to be a lot like Kyrgyzstan, where Shevchenko's from. A lot of kickboxing, a lot of
Yeah, he seems to be a super well-rounded guy. I'm trying to refresh myself on or introduce myself to his skill set, but I don't know. On paper, he looks like a pretty solid fighter.
Yeah, I mean, again, man, Bellator just. I always viewed Bellator as a higher level feeder to the UFC. I know they've got some big names that are very competitive, but quite frankly, Bellator just hasn't always excited me. But I love tournament styles, and that's kind of why I'm paying attention. So you're going to come across guys in Bellator that you just hard to learn about, you know?
Yeah, that's got to be an interesting job too. Like,
could be a dark
being a scout. Being a scout for like one of these for like an Bellator organization, one of these smaller orgs, finding guys like this.
Yeah, how do you find a fucking dude from Turkmenistan?
Yeah, I mean, this guy came up through ACB, which is a pretty well known European organization, I believe. It's a Russian-based organization, so I'm guessing, they're working with guys there, and
yeah.
They pull them in, but yeah, I don't know. I like the tournament style. I think the Corey Anderson fight will be a pretty good fight, and I'm excited to see what this new dude can do.
So I love that they're on Fridays. They don't compete with anything that I want to watch. It's accessible. It's on Showtime for most people, right? So it's not really a pay-per-view purchase per se.
No.
But so I dig all that. It's just not always delivered for me, So, but I think
and
go ahead.
It always seems like during a Bellator event, like some fuckery happens, like something fucking super weird and obscure, something that just shouldn't happen happens. Like that's just kind of like par for the course for Bellator.
That is definitely kind of a thing. And did you mention Paul Daly's fighting?
Yeah, Paul Daly is fighting, and according to I think Luke Thomas from Morning Combat, this is Daly's last fight.
Well, I would just say if there's any fuckery afoot, it'll be Paul Daly.
Why? Usually because of the Koscheck thing.
No, he's always been weird. He had some history in Bellator, I think, too, didn't he? I just feel like weird shit happens when that dude's on the card, man.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean.
What did he do to Koscheck? Didn't he rake his face or some shit, or just blatantly poke him in the eye? I can't remember what the fuck.
No, dude. After the fight, so Koscheck held him down for 3 rounds, right? It was a dull, boring fucking fight. Like it was a title eliminator bout.
That's right. Remember that?
Paul Daly gets grinded out for 3 rounds. Then after the fight's over, Koscheck, they separate, and fucking Paul Daly fucking tries to cheap shot him.
That's right.
Then he gets kicked out of the UFC. Dana White bans him.
That's right.
But I mean, nothing like that. Paul Daly hasn't done anything like that since then, and he's had a pretty decent run in Bellator. I mean, he's lost like the big fights. Douglas Lemus beat him, and Rory McDonald, John Fitch, Michael Page. But he's knocked out a bunch of dudes, beat Eric Silva, and the guy he's fighting, Sabah Hamasi. I think they were supposed to fight a couple times. Maybe 2 or 3 times, but it got canceled for whatever reason. And Sabah, he had a horrible run in the UFC. I think he lost every single fight he had. But since coming to Bellator, he's looked really fucking good. So I think that'll be a really good fight.
I think it'll be
a really good stand-up fight too. Sabah isn't the type of guy that's going to back down. I mean, everybody knows Paul Daly has just dynamite in his hands. But I don't think Sabah,
right? Paul Simtex Daly, yeah.
That's a nickname.
It's a great nickname. He's always heavy-handed. The highlight reel that's been surrounding kind of Paul Daly's name right now has just absolutely vicious flying knee through on some. I don't even know who it was that he hit with.
Brennan Ward.
Dude, it looks like he just knocked him into the next planet.
Yeah, I mean, you've seen some of the Paul Daly throws this like fuck you uppercut from the pits of hell. That just, I mean,
no, dude. I mean, he really blew an opportunity. I remember I thought he raked Koscheck's face or something, but
he may have.
He really blew an opportunity when he got tossed from the UFC because I think he had the talent to hang around for a long, long time. I think he stayed relevant, but
after the UFC, he went over to Strikeforce and he had that amazing 1-round fight with Nick Diaz, right?
Yeah.
So he's still been he's made himself relevant, I think. But I agree with you. I think his skill set he should have been he should have been a long-time staple in the UFC.
There would have been some really exciting fights with him in it.
Yes. Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe the moment was too big for him or something. I have no idea. I mean, obviously when a dude, obviously like a lot of people have issues with the really good wrestlers who just lay on you. And that was a thing in Koscheck's day. That's how a lot of guys were fighting. But the difference with like a Randy Couture, he was a blanket, but he also was a ground and pound machine. So was Tito Ortiz. Like Koscheck wasn't like a devastating ground and pounder. He just literally held you down. That's incredibly frustrating. Like even George St. Pierre, like once he learned how to wrestle, like he was very good at holding people down, but he was still highly, highly active. Yeah. I don't remember Koscheck really being that way.
Koscheck had some fights where he showed some pretty good ground and pound. And I think that leading up to that fight with Paul Daly, Koscheck really put together his striking, but Koscheck wasn't a stupid fighter. Like he understood that. Well, yeah, Paul could fuck him up.
For nothing else, he was very smart and strategic with how he fought.
Yeah, he knew what his strengths were, and he used them.
Well, he knew how to apply them against the correct opponent. So shout out to Javier Mendez for as long as Koscheck was at AKA. That's probably their crazy Bob Cook or whatever.
Koscheck had a weird. I mean, the end of his career was just disastrous.
Yeah, you said he got thrown out of there or some shit, didn't he?
Yeah, I think he and maybe John Fitch or someone had some type of falling out with ATT, but I could be mistaken. But I think that the Hamasi and Daly fight is going to be.
Yeah, you're kind of getting me a little pumped up for Friday night fights, bro. So I'm going to watch them.
I think it's going to be a really good one. I don't expect that one to go. If it goes the distance, man, I will. I don't know. I'll do something that I normally wouldn't do. I'll go to bed early. Go to bed at 9 p.m.
Living dangerously.
Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah.
All right, man. So before we break down the UFC card, there's a couple things I want to mention. You take your pick, talk about what you want. Connor Dustin, the little back and forth. Where are you at on that? Do you think it was just a hype train or do you think it was real?
With the donation shit?
Yeah. The back and forth, fights off, all this bullshit. Obviously, the fight's still on.
Part of me thinks that they're just selling wolf tickets, right? And feeding us a load of shit just to hype up the fight.
Yeah. Dustin Poirier definitely came out with what appears to be like a sincere sort of explanation / apology. And if it was real, I do think it is kind of bullshit on both ends. If McGregor said, "Hey, I would like to do this for your foundation," and then his team was being stupid, but that's not something that should have been aired out publicly, in my opinion.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess all's fair in love and fighting, right? If you want to fucking generate hype, if you want to talk shit, like this is a sport to do it, right? Yeah. Because at the end of the day, you're going to get in there and settle it with your hands.
Right, but at the end of the day, it also doesn't matter because they're still fighting, right? So,
yeah.
So, but I mean, it got a lot of attention, and like they were even fielding, other opponents and shit. So I was just curious where you're at with that. I think, I think you're probably right. They were so nice last time to each other and so respectful. It was like, okay, this is a great fight, but it was a little blah. Not gonna lie, the build up to it was a little weird. Very. Dustin doesn't. He doesn't back and forth much, but most people can't help but do it with McGregor. So it felt weird.
I mean, what is this fight though? I mean, when you look at it, from a bird's eye view, it's a huge money fight, right? Like,
well, in my opinion, it's superior to the lightweight championship.
Yeah. I mean, Dustin's, if it's all bullshit, it's a good tactic from Dustin because it's generating hype. It's going to put more fucking people in front of their couch ordering that pay-per-view, right? Which means that Dustin's going to pocket more money at the end of the day.
For sure. 100%.
Which, I'm not, listen, man, this is a fucking grueling, brutal sport. These guys and women sacrifice their fucking physical health, their mental well-being to entertain people. Like they need to get fucking paid. And if Dustin
get your money
talking some shit, even if it's fake, puts, a couple $100,000 into his pocket, so fucking be it, man. Do it.
No, I'm with you. Get your money, man. 100%.
Yeah.
100%, because it's there now, right? And if you fight the right people, it's there. Again, I talked about the John Jones thing. Like, I don't think he's worth what he's asking personally with his history. I think he needs to fight Ngannou and then make the money after on the rematch. Personally, that's my opinion. But speaking of Ngannou, though, Fury You know Tyson Fury, the boxer?
Yeah, of course.
So they're calling each other out.
The Gypsy
King, right? He wants to fight in MMA, and I think he's genuinely going to do it. He kind of threw a shot at Ngannou, was like, yo, I'll put him away, easy work. Yeah. Ngannou fired back like, yo, this bum fucking did this to your face. What do you think I'm going to do? Like, you think that's real? Do you think it's there? Like, there's been this weird, since the McGregor-Mayweather fight, I think people realize there's loads and loads of money to be made if there's crossover stuff.
Sure.
We're seeing it with Clarissa Shields, even in the female stuff. She's going to fight in the PFL. She's an incredible female boxer, multi-champion. So we're seeing it everywhere. Do we need it? Do we not need it? Is it a hype train? What's the deal? Eddie Alvarez is even talking about fighting De La Hoya.
Yeah, which I when I saw it, I read that today for the first time, and I got super pumped up about it. I'd like to watch that.
I'd like to watch that fight. Yeah, I'd watch that. But
going back to Ngannou and Fury, though, if Tyson is serious, you know Dana White's a huge boxing fan, right? I would be willing to bet
that is Dana's dirty little secret. That's where he started. Yeah.
I bet you that if Tyson Fury was serious, Dana White would bring him into the UFC for a one-off fight and give him an immediate title shot.
But I also believe it's not out of the realm of possibility that we see him fight in each other's sport.
Oh, you think Ngannou goes over to boxing?
Both. I think it may. I think they may do both.
I'd be fucking super pumped up. Yeah, I would be really excited to see that. I think that would be very exciting. I'm a huge Tyson Fury fan.
I like his whole thing. I don't watch many boxing fights, but I like his whole deal.
Well,
I would tell you right now, dude, I would pay a lot of money to watch Mayweather get fucking murdered in an MMA fight, personally.
Yeah, but fucking he's doing exhibition bouts with Logan Paul. He's got no interest in coming into MMA and fighting.
I'm just saying. I was just saying. The crossover stuff is definitely intriguing. And boxers, for whatever reason, they bring loads and loads of money. It's weird because boxing isn't even really relevant right now, I feel like. But obviously I'm an MMA centric guy. I kind of always have been. The last time I cared about boxing was like Lennox Lewis Tyson. Since then I stopped paying attention. So I don't know, man. I was just curious. I kind of like it makes for good online, on the shitter kind of scrolling through Instagram back and forth banter. I like it. At least it keeps that exciting.
I'd be interested in seeing that though. I think that'd be
well, I think we might see a legitimate double cross where you get Fury in one and then Ngannou in the other kind of deal. I legitimately think they could probably do that.
Dude, I'm telling you though, like Tyson Fury is the type of boxing superstar though that like if he wanted to come into the UFC, I bet you they could.
Yeah, no, I think he's got the clout to. I think he has the clout to do whatever he wants. I think Mayweather could have done that as well.
Oh yeah.
All right, Sugar called out Petrian.
Yeah.
Aljamain's having neck surgery. Sugar called him out. There was a little back and forth, and then Cejudo interjected himself. Did you see any of that?
Yeah, I did.
What do you think of that? Do you think the Sugar Peter Yan fight should happen? I don't hate it.
Okay, I think we have to go back to Aljamain because he's out with some type of neck issue, right? And there's
but he's not out. He's not out as long as people were saying he's going to be. Like they were calling to strip him of his belt and shit. Like I don't think he's going to be out that long.
Well, neck injuries are. Do you know what the extent of his injury is and what he needs to fix?
Well, he doesn't have to have his neck fused. I think it's a slightly herniated disc.
Okay, but that could still.
One is fixable. If it was multiple, it'd be issues, I think. So I don't know.
But I mean, for all we know, Aljamain could be out for an extended period of time. Like neck injuries, you got to take them super seriously, right?
Yeah,
I mean, can fucking.
So Aljamain is saying I won't be out long. Whether that's true or not, I have no idea.
I think regardless of what's going on, they should just do an interim belt. They should give Yan the shot, and put him up with a top ranked. What division are they? Fucking bantamweight.
Yeah, 135. Yeah. So given the circumstances, I don't disagree. Just because of how the belt exchanged hands the first time, having an interim belt in this, there's already enough sort of drama behind the belt anyways. Just to unify a title in that regard, it makes loads of sense.
Well, and if Yan wins, then Aljamain has to fight him, right?
Yeah, and I'm not sure. So I'm not sure that Sugar deserves that title shot though. But he does have a lot of clout behind him. So is Peter Yan the type of dude who wants to stay active, or does he want to wait and see a shot? And what's up with Cejudo? That's. I mean,
I bet if the UFC threw out a fight offer to Peter Yan, hey, we want you to fight Sugar Sean O'Malley for the fucking interim bantamweight belt, Peter Yan would probably do it. He seems like that type of guy.
With the belt on the line, I think he has to do it. Yeah, I mean, I can't fucking stand Henry Cejudo, and he keeps coming.
He's fucking retired. Didn't he pull himself out of the USADA testing pool? Like he's out. Like he's just
I think trying to. I do. I do think he removed himself from. He's just talking.
Yeah. What was the jab that Sugar made? He said something about Henry's height, and then Henry fired back about Sugar being a stoner or something like that.
Well, everyone knows he is, and now it's legal, so who cares?
Right? Yeah.
But I mean, I guess he was using steroids, though. I don't know if it was Sugar. I don't there or someone said, "Hey, you're using steroids." I don't know if I thought he popped for weed, not dope.
Yeah, I think so
sure.
too. I don't think he had ever tested positive for a performance-enhancing drug.
I could be wrong. So shout out to ONE FC Wednesday night fights. We're only going to see 2 on the main card, but what I love about this is it's a Muay Thai fight in a cage with 4-ounce gloves. These get nasty. So if anybody's out there watching, jump on. Yeah, it is 2 atomweight females. Atomweight, I think, is 105.
105, yeah.
So small, but Thai fighters. If anybody is interested, like jump on ONE FC. Their production hasn't crossed over necessarily well to the States yet, but they're an incredible follow on Instagram and other social media because their highlights, whoever does their highlights is incredible.
For ONE FC.
Yeah.
You know what sport I'm kind of bummed never gained traction in the US is shoot boxing.
Okay. Sort of like catch wrestling or kind of that.
Well, it was basically like Muay Thai with takedowns. Like
Okay. Yeah.
It was a cool sport. Andy Sewer, who was a big time kickboxer, did a lot of shoot boxing. I used to love watching that shit.
So I would say if there was any sport, if I could go to sleep tonight and wake up with just like a sport skill set, it'd be Muay Thai. I just love it. Our friend Billy turned me on to Ong Bak, Tony Jaa
or whatever.
Yeah, Tony Jaa though, and he does. What I didn't know is Muay Thai has a whole nother traditional component to it, much like all the other martial arts. Right? There's sort of a sport component, then there's a very traditional component, and I would encourage anyone to go out there and research Tony Jaa, who's one is fucking incredible, but also knows and has been taught like pure traditional Muay Thai. As a lot of Thai warriors had in the past, and it's incredible to watch. It's beautiful martial art, man, and it's fucking violent.
Isn't that movie about him like trying to protect an elephant?
So the elephants are revered in Thailand; they're very sacred. No, Ong Bak is not the elephant. You may be thinking of the Protector. The Protector, he has an elephant who's taken from him.
Was that a Tony Jaa movie? It
was, and there's a scene in that movie where he puts on display some of the nastiest Muay Thai arm breaking, leg breaking stuff up a staircase. It's probably the most incredible fight scene, in my opinion, in any movie. And that movie is called The Protector. But what Tony Jaa is very special, he does all his they said because his trainer said because he's Thai, he would have to really do all the things that people see him do in a movie. Otherwise, he could never compete with like a Jet Li or a Jackie Chan or some of these other guys.
Sure.
And so like when you see him run across people in a crowd, he's really doing that. When you see him jump and kick a light off, he's really doing that. It's incredible.
Is that fight phenomenal. Is that fight better than Jackie Chan versus Benny the Jet?
Yes, dude. Yes, I believe it is. It's not a one-on-one fight. He fights multiple guys. So maybe the best like choreographed, like long fight scene.
I hear you.
So, yeah, dude. Tony Jaa is incredible, and there's just a pureness to Muay Thai that something about it is fascinating.
I've never seen any of his movies, and I'm a
up late
martial arts flicks.
If you're up late, dude. I mean, they're also kind of that fun, like dubbed over.
Sure,
like
I don't do the dubs, man. I got to watch it with subtitles. I don't do dubs.
No, it has the subtitles, but you can see their mouths moving and shit. So it's very Asian martial arts film. So it's kind of fun that way.
Okay,
but I think there's 3 Ong Baks. He's also in The Protector, and Dirty Little Secret. I'm a huge fan of Triple X. He's also in the 3rd Triple X. Just saying. Tony Jaa pops up randomly in movies here and there.
You're a fan of like the Vin Diesel Ice Cube movies?
I'm fucking dude. Vin Diesel's maybe my all-time man crush. It's weird, but
Did you see the new trailer for the Fast 9 that came out today?
I did. I couldn't look away. I'm just saying I'm a huge Fast Saga fan, but it's getting a bit ridiculous. Like,
you kind of look like Vin Diesel a little bit.
Okay, but I don't know. I mean, I'm maybe a fatter, older, weird-looking version of him, sure, but yeah, dude, I saw the trailer. It's a bit over the top. That fucking
movie's gonna be ridiculous.
Yeah, but it's just stupid, weird.
Yeah.
Crash them up fun at this point.
It's just entertaining. Yeah, it's when you want to go to a movie on a Friday night and have a good time, you go see a movie like I'll never knock those movies. Like I still,
no, I don't.
You know what?
Care.
Fast.
Just keep making them.
A Fast movie I don't think gets appreciated enough is Tokyo Drift.
Dude, I watch that one all the time. My wife.
I fucking. No, I think it's because we love Japan.
Well, so I have a special affection for Japan. I don't know exactly what the kid was going through, but you sort of it resonates a little bit more. Yeah. Fast 9, they brought Han back, so there's that Tokyo Drift connection, man.
Okay, that doesn't make any sense to me because didn't he get killed in Tokyo Drift? He burned
allegedly.
Alive? Okay.
And they also tied that when they brought Hobbs or Shaw in. So yeah, man, it's just like, like I said, it's getting over the top, but once you start the saga, you can't stop.
Yeah. Is this the first one with John Cena or was he in the last one too?
This is definitely the first one with John Cena.
I'm a big John Cena fan, man. I like John Cena a lot. Although I didn't like the Marine movies. I think those are garbage movies, right?
Yeah, I didn't care for John Cena at all. But, I don't watch wrestling. I mean, I don't watch wrestling either, but I like him from I like his humanitarian efforts that he does. I like his personality. He's as a person, as a celebrity superstar, he seems like an incredible human being. I've never cared for wrestling, and I don't care for his movies, although I've heard Cock Blockers or whatever that one was called is supposed to be funny. So
I haven't seen that one.
Yeah, it's like he's got a teenage daughter, so it sort of resonates. I haven't watched it, but
did you ever see him in The Marine?
Never watched it. Oh. Couldn't do it.
Yeah, it's a brutally bad movie, and the sequels are even worse.
All right, man. We digress there pretty good. Yep. Nama Yunus says to some interview about Zhang Weili Zhang, something about she's motivated to stop the oppression of communism. Give me your thoughts on that, because I didn't know. I didn't know Rose had it in her to say something like that. She didn't seem like the type of person that would say something. She's such a fucking head case, dude. It's weird to hear her even talk shit. But when she did, it doesn't even really make sense, in my opinion. Like, I don't think the Chinese government trained Weili Zhang fucking straight Ivan Drago style to decimate American champions.
I don't know, man. China's got some weird shit going on over there.
Come on, dude. I just think she's an incredible fighter, and she fights for herself. I think most Chinese people don't say shit about the communist government because they don't want to wind up in a fucking concentration camp.
Yeah.
The Uyghur Muslims going on over there, right? So I think a lot of Chinese people are probably just fucking apolitical like most Americans. They just are somewhere in the middle and don't care. What a weird thing to say.
Yeah, it was very strange. And I don't know.
We're not in the fucking Cold War anymore, bro. It's not the Cold War. We're not trying to have one of those again. So
no, and I don't know if she was saying that to win over the hearts of more American fans or something like that, or to draw attention. But people, regardless of nationality, really like Weili Zhang because of how she fights, right?
Fucking super good.
Yeah.
She is super, super good. Dude, there is a batch of Chinese fighters that are coming out right now that are fucking incredible. And if you're not paying attention to them, you're wrong. You gotta watch these guys.
Which is funny because not too long ago, they did the Ultimate Fighter in China, and those guys
oh, did they?
They fucking suck. Yeah, Hung Lee coached, and they came.
That's right.
UFC,
Yeah, I don't.
And they all fucking lost and got cut.
Oh no shit! I don't think I got to see any of that. Dude, she's so good.
Yeah, she's awesome. I love watching her.
I thought it was really strange. It just popped up on social media today. I'm like, or ESPN. It was an ESPN notification. I just thought it was really weird, dude.
Didn't you say better dead than red or something like that too?
I didn't read the article or to the full extent. Now, Nama Yunus is a lot of people probably think her name is Hispanic sounding. It's not. She's Lithuanian or Latvian or something, heritage. So that would, there's a deeper meaning to her heritage here than than maybe the average person would understand. However, it just seems really awkward to me.
Yeah, it kind of seems out of character for her. She always seemed
Well, for her, it's way out of character. She's very
like
quiet.
the build up for Joanna, like she was, cool, calm, and collected. She wasn't talking shit or anything like that. She was just ice cold going into that fight, and I don't know. It just seems strange.
Yeah, it's so weird. I was just curious because I saw it and I was like, man, I don't get this, whatever.
Quickly going back to Sugar Sean, he also called out Dominic Cruz. What do you think about that?
I'd love to see that fight.
Yeah, me too.
I think
that's a fight to make. I think that's the one to make.
Yeah, well, I mean, it'd be huge for O'Malley if he beat him.
Yep.
And if Dom shut the young up and coming kid down, he re-solidifies his position as being the right in there in the top. I think if Dom puts Sean O'Malley away or beats him, he's probably looking at a title shot.
He'll be right up there.
Yeah, maybe one more fight away from a title shot. I don't know. I don't even know if Dom's pursuing a title shot. I have no idea. But yeah, no, I think that division is getting real interesting.
Dude, like every fucking I don't know if there's like what is the weakest fucking division right now? It seems like
men's 125.
Maybe like flyweight, yeah, maybe. But I mean,
Figueiredo's incredible,
and Moreno, like those two.
Yeah,
I mean,
there's some spice there. So I guess, yeah, man, I don't know. Actually, probably 185 with Izzy. Because and it's not even, it's just because he cleaned them all out. There's nothing really relevant there right now.
Dude, but there's fucking killers in that division too. I gotta feel like maybe like.
But they also got to fight each other to come back to.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I don't know, man.
I don't know. Maybe light heavyweight because I mean, like they announced today. I think Jan Blachowicz is going to fight Glover Teixeira at UFC 260.
So that'll be a good fight. But yeah, dude, it's not overly exciting.
I mean, it's a fight between Glover deserves a shot. Jan definitely does. So far shown himself to be a really good champion. I think it's the perfect fight to make for that division.
I feel like Jan's going to be pretty active too, as long as he holds a strap.
Yeah, I think you're probably right. Yeah.
He seems pretty rugged, pretty robust, if you will.
Dude, I'm super jazzed about that fight though. I love that matchup.
They're making incredible fight announcements. It just keeps getting better and better, man. So
I got so pumped up after hearing that I made a mock poster for Blachowicz and Glover.
I love it, dude. You're a fucking nut.
Should be doing my fucking graduate assignments, but I'm fucking dicking around on Photoshop instead.
Instead you're fucking around on the Pugilists. All right, man, run me through this card. Let's do the main card.
UFC on ESPN, Whittaker and Gastelum, April 17th, 2021 at the UFC Apex in Nevada.
I would say the prelims are going to be good. I looked at them earlier. There are a couple good ones. We don't have to talk about the picks here, but the prelims you don't want to miss.
Yeah, there's some. I like the fact that Gerald Meerschaert's coming back after his last disastrous fight with Hamzat. Jessica Penne is returning too after quite a long layoff. That's a fucking tragic tale, the Jessica Penne story.
I don't know all of it, but it almost ended her career, whatever it was.
Yeah, she had a USADA violation for some type of drug test failure. I think it got like. Something happened that the suspension was reduced, but never, needless to say, she's been out for coming out 4 years.
Oh, damn, that long?
Yeah, she got suspended in, I don't know, 2017 or something like that.
I didn't know it was that long. That's a long ass time.
Yeah, so she's 38 years old. She's on a 3-fight losing streak. She's coming back after a 4-year layoff. Like this is like her opportunity to either prove that she's still got it or to move on. And she's fighting chick Lupita Ganidez, 5-0. I think she's making her UFC debut.
That'll be. I mean, I think you'll probably see fireworks there because that's like a shitter get off the pot moment for Penny at this point.
Kinda, yeah, so. Yeah.
And she's good. She's got skills. So.
Yeah, I mean, she got destroyed by Joanna. I mean, that was. You see that fight?
Yeah, but I mean, she's not. Joanna at the time was.
Yeah, a world beater.
Top notch, premier killer.
Yeah. So. Yeah, there's some good fights on the prelim card. The headline fight on the prelim card is Tracy Cortez and Justine Kish.
Cortez is the one with the dope ass tattoos all over her legs and shit, right?
I don't know. Let's see. She's an attractive looking girl. I'm not seeing any tattoos.
She's got some on her arms. Okay, maybe I'm thinking of the wrong girl. Cortez is on a, if I remember correctly, though, she's on a bit of a run, no?
Yeah, no, she's 8-1 as a pro, undefeated in the UFC. Yeah, she's looked pretty fucking good. Hasn't finished anybody yet, but she's looked good.
Okay.
Then going up to the main card, that's funny, on the Wikipedia page, there's the first fight is Bill Elgayo versus To Be Determined.
It probably got dropped.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
Let me check.
But Violent Bob Ross is on the card.
Yeah, dude. He lost the fight because of COVID, or he didn't lose the fight, but it got postponed. And I don't think it's the same opponent. I'm just glad to see that he's fighting. He's just a fun dude. There's just a lot to like about that guy. Yeah,
I like the obscure look. Like he's a strange looking dude, right? And for some reason, I get I gravitate towards people like that. Like I like weird and obscure.
Dude, if you met him in person, I'm not sure you'd think he's a fighter.
No, not at all. You'd think he looks. What were those? Do you remember those commercials with the cavemen?
Yeah, there were Geico commercials. Yeah,
were they? Okay, yeah, and their insurance. He looks like the fucking caveman from Geico.
You said Bill who?
Bill Elgayo.
Okay, so they got on ESPN. They got him fighting Ricardo Ramos.
Oh shit, that'll be a good fight. Well, at least
sorry, my dog's barking.
From what I know about Ramos,
I don't really recognize him. That's about a 50. That's about a 50-50 fight. Well, they're both -10, -110.
Wikipedia is saying Ricardo Ramos was scheduled to face Elgayo in a bantamweight bout at the event. However, Ramos was pulled from the fight during the week leading up to the event due to COVID protocols. Promotion officials have not announced whether Elgayo would face a replacement or be rescheduled for a future event. Okay, so maybe they're still trying to figure out someone to come in and fight him.
Yeah, he may not get the fight. They've been canceling a lot.
Yeah, I feel like they're probably better off just
even looking at even trying to make picks on the ESPN app right now is really weird. It's all really out of order. First fight I'm looking at is Tony Gravely and Anthony Bierchak. That's probably a prelim.
It's a prelim card.
Zahar Farn, Josie Nunez, that's prelim. Bartosz Fabinski, Gerald Mearshart, you just mentioned him. Then the Penne fight, Lupita Godinez, Alexander Romanov,
that dude.
Juan Espinoza. I don't Espino. I don't really know these guys. Yeah.
Romanov is an undefeated heavyweight. Big fucker.
Oh, he looks nasty.
Yeah.
Yeah, you mentioned Trace Cortez, Justine Kish. So this Ramos fight got pulled. So Pena is gonna probably start that card then, right? The main card, you think?
I don't know. Oh yeah. Bob Ross. Yeah.
So he Luis Pena's the favorite, but a lot of people, 58% are picking Munoz.
Well, Pena lost his last fight. He got submitted. Munoz lost his last fight too. Lost a decision to that Nazareth dude. I think that was a pretty good fight. Yeah, I don't know.
I like Pena. Like Munoz is a good fighter, but I like Pena to get on track. He's a Kansas City boy, isn't he? Is he out of Krause's gym?
Who the fuck does he train with?
Or at least he's from Missouri. I think he's definitely from Missouri. He's born in Italy, but I think he's from. I feel like he's from Missouri.
He lives in Arkansas. Trains out of American Top Team.
Way off.
Good camp to be with, though, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I don't know, man. He's shown some really good fucking skills.
Yeah, I'm gonna go, as an underdog. I like him. Well, he's actually the favorite, but he's the underdog pick. Nobody's picking him. I like him. I'm gonna go with him.
Well, I think I'm gonna pick Munoz though.
Okay. I like it when we're opposite.
Next fight up, Abdul Razak Al Hassan and Jacob Malkouri.
Razak Hassan's a big favorite in this fight.
Is he?
Yeah.
It's funny considering he's lost his last 2 fights, and the last fight he had, he got knocked out.
Okay, well, it's a huge advantage in experience, though. This Jacob Malkoun kid looks like out of Australia.
He's Australian, yeah.
Is only 4-1.
Oh yeah, ooh, that's an interesting fight to put on a main card.
I feel like I got to go with Al Hassan on that one to get back on track. I feel like
I'm gonna go with
Australians and New Zealanders, though, man. They can come and bang sometimes.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Australian Australian dude. I haven't seen him fight before, but I don't know. I just got.
I don't know if you bet. If you do, that's your money dog dark horse underdog there, because he's a plus 245 underdog. So,
dude, I don't have a job. I don't bet.
Dude, shocker! Andre Arlovsky, Chase Sherman. What in the fuck?
I feel like Arlovsky fights like every 3 months now. Like
he just fought already, dude.
He just fought in February.
Dude, I don't know, man. I love Arlovsky. I just want to see him go commentary somewhere, like in Belarus or whatever, in Chicago. I just don't like seeing this dude get beat to shit all the time. Like the dude has been around forever. He's so old. He goes back to like UFC 50s and shit, like when he won the title. Like, you know what I mean? This dude's been around forever.
Dude, Arlovsky made his UFC debut at UFC 28.
Oh my goodness.
He's been fighting in the UFC for fucking 21 years.
He's had what, 2 stints or 3 stints now?
Yeah, he's had.
I know he left for a while, but it's like, fuck, man.
He's had 2 stints. He's been fighting.
You know, and the thing is, like, Chase Sherman's a good fighter, but I legitimately believe Arlovsky can beat him.
Well, Trey Sherman's interesting because his initial UFC run, he got like put out like multiple times, like knocked out, you know, and then he left and fought in a smaller promotion, started fucking everybody up, and then he came back in the UFC for a second stint.
Correct me if I'm wrong. He had a couple bare knuckle fighting championship fights too, I think, in there.
Yeah, he won the
Did he have
BKFC heavyweight champ. Yeah. And they lost it to Joey Beltran, former UFC fighter. So maybe he's putting it all together. I don't know. Chase Sherman's, he's young, man. He's only 31, you know.
He's young, but he's young, but man, he's had a hell of a journey in the fight game for sure. So,
yeah, I kind of like Sherman in this one.
I do too. I mean, he's the underdog. You know. He's the underdog, but I mean, Arlovsky's chin is suspect, dude, to be honest. Like, he's just not the same anymore. But he may be, you know, in this fight, he may be fast enough to sort of outpace Sherman, to be honest, because he is still pretty quick. But I like Sherman too.
Arlovsky's weird. Like, sometimes he'll show up and his chin is not there, and then other times it is. Yeah,
very strange.
Yeah.
How sometimes it holds up and sometimes it's very weird.
Like, he gets knocked out by Biggie Boy, Jairzinho Rosenstruck in like 30 seconds, and then he comes back and fights Philip Lins and Tanner Bozer. Tanner Bozer's a pretty heavy-handed dude, but he beats both of them, you know?
Yeah.
I don't know. But I think I like Sherman in this one.
Okay. So I think this is a run back. I think this was a COVID collapse fight too, but we got Jeremy Stevens and Jakar Close. Stevens is the favored fighter. Close is the more highly picked fighter, but he's the underdog.
Oh, man.
It's going to be a good fight.
Yeah, so Jakar Close had that really good fight with Beneil Dariush where he was piecing Beneil up and then got caught and then brutally knocked out. And Jeremy Stevens, like, his last fight was when he fought Kelvin Cater, and he ate that elbow from fucking hell. And got knocked out. And Jeremy's lost quite a few fights recently, I think.
This fucking kid's been fighting in the UFC fucking damn near as long as Arlovsky has.
Yeah, he's been fighting.
His first UFC start, I think he's still maybe the youngest guy to ever fight in the UFC, to be honest. He started young as shit.
He fought Dean Thomas in his UFC debut.
Jeez.
Old school Dean Thomas.
Wow. I'd pick Close in this one. But I wouldn't be surprised if Steven somehow finds a way to get it done. personally.
So so Stevens had previously been fighting at featherweight. Is he returning back to lightweight? Yeah, he's got to be.
Is he? Yeah, because I don't actually see a weight. Maybe at lightweight against a guy like Close, he may acquit himself better.
Yeah, this is at 155 pounds. I like Jeremy Stevens, man. Despite the losing streak, I like Jeremy.
That one's going to be a barn burner, dude. Either way.
Yeah, that'll be a good fight. I don't think Jeremy Stevens.
It's not a co-main event, but it's a good. It's the one before. It's the fight before the main event. They're not billing it, I don't think, as a co-main event, but that's going to be a fucking burner, dude.
Yeah, I mean, when Jeremy Stevens said it best, when he knocks people out, they don't fucking move, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Stevens. I like Stevens.
Okay. All right, man. And that leads us to the long-awaited
fight between former UFC middleweight champion Robert Whittaker and former UFC interim title contender and tough winner Kelvin Gastelum.
Yeah.
I'm nervous for Whittaker in this one. I
think you probably should be. I like Whittaker.
Mm-hmm.
There's something really special about Gastelum, though, and I don't actually care for him much, but there's something special about him.
Kelvin's hand speed gives me nightmares. Like, he's so fast with his punches.
Yeah.
And Whittaker's been stopped with strikes in the past. Izzy stopped him. Stephen Thompson stopped him. But then, I don't know. It's strange because you've seen, Whittaker's gone 10 rounds with Yoel Romero and didn't get knocked out, and he beat Yoel both times. I guess you can argue the second one that Yoel maybe should have won that one, but yeah, that's a great fight for the division. I think a big opportunity for Kelvin to come out and showcase his skills, take out a former champion and really cement himself as the next contender. And he and Izzy had a crazy fight, right? I think that was fight of the year.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Part of me, like, I love Robert Whittaker, but I don't know. I'm kind of leaning towards Kelvin.
Yeah, I don't think Knuckles gets it done, dude.
You don't think so?
No.
How do you think Kelvin stops him?
I think he might.
But Whittaker, dude, I don't know. And Whittaker's a super smart guy, very capable, great skill set. I guess I'm split 50-50. I don't even know if I can really pick one.
Huh.
I won't be surprised if Whittaker wins. I won't be surprised.
Well, I think in that regard, in this fight, I don't think I don't know that you can't be surprised either way. I guess I just think Gastelum's going to get it done.
Yeah, it's just, I think the big factor is Kelvin's hand speed.
Yeah.
I think out of probably all the middleweights, he's probably the fastest striker in the division. Maybe not the most powerful, but I mean, we saw what he did with fucking Bisping. Did you see that combination that, he knocked Bisping out with?
Yes.
Brutal.
Yeah. You got to pick, or can't you do it? It sucks when you like both of them a lot, I don't care.
I'm not even thinking about that. I'm just looking skill set. The big factor is Kelvin's hand speed.
Well, this is a closely, I think this is a interesting matchup though, as far as styles are concerned.
Yeah.
I would tell you right now though, Bobby Knuckles is a heavy favorite. Only 11% of the ESPN pick'ems folks are picking Gastelum. So,
well, I mean, his last fight over, what's his name? The drug smuggler, Ian Heinisch. Right. It wasn't, I don't think it was that good of a fight. I don't think people really saw a lot of evolution out of Kelvin's game. And Bobby Knuckles, he beat Jared Cannonier in what I thought was a good fight. And, then he beat Darren Till.
I don't know. I think Gastelum gets up for this one, bro. Just to be real.
Yeah, I think I have to go with Gastelum too.
Likeable guys though, man, and it's gonna be a great fight. And it just keeps going back to just how good these matchups have been, man. And I know this one was an accident, you know. Gastelum stepped up. I just think he seizes the moment, dude. I think it plays into him. You know, if this was a normally scheduled fight, maybe not so much. I just think Gastelum, you know, I think when they take a fight on short notice, you can go in there a little more free. You don't have to overthink it, you know. He's prepared for him in the past. So
I'm changing my pick. I'm going with Whittaker.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I won't be surprised either way, personally.
You have to give Whittaker some more, I don't know, props or credibility or something like that, because he's a guy who can pull off having a goatee, similar to you. Not too many guys can do that, you know?
Yeah,
and Whittaker can do it.
I appreciate that. Yeah, he's a great fighter though too. And he's an incredible family man. If you follow him on ESPN, like the way he lives his life, it's all about him and his family. And he's a gamer. He's got a podcast. You know, he does it all, man. He's highly. Yeah, he is. I think he streams a bit. Maybe you need to jump on Twitch and find him.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, because Holloway called him out.
Oh no shit.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Max Holloway is another one that can rock the goatee.
Holloway could do whatever he wants.
Yeah, he'd look weird with a beard though. He may
look weird with a full beard.
Yeah, I think Whittaker would too. But the goatee looks good on him.
Yeah. You're rocking a good beard, bro. You got a nice little beard going.
Yeah, I just shaved not too long ago. Yeah, I try and keep it clean. I have to grow it out because if I shave my face, you see my lack of a chin, and I don't have my jawline isn't as defined as it once was. You know, back in the Marine Corps days, I was quite fit.
Oh, dude, I look like a fucking lump of shit over here. Yeah.
So the beard helps. It's
definitely does. It hides everything. Not everything, but some.
Yeah.
All right, my man. These episodes are getting longer and longer because there's so much cool shit to talk about.
I know. Did you watch this fucking Muay Thai fight on? I
caught some of it, but I'm hyper focused on you and what we're talking about.
Yeah.
I'll probably hopefully go back and rewatch it. I think one of them might have got stopped.
I feel like we just missed the fucking main event. Maybe
it's going right now. Somebody named Lee against Natsukin, lightweight.
Yeah, that was the main event. That was the.
Well, I'm watching on TV right now.
You're watching the fight right now?
Yeah. Are you seeing a result for it?
I'm seeing what appears to be Christian Lee running around the octagon or running around the fucking cage.
I wonder if there's a lag. Hold on, I'm seeing the finish right now. There's a lag. Yep, he's gonna put this kid away.
Yeah, Christian Lee fucking stopped him.
Fucking A, he did.
Look at that.
Interesting, dude. That's a weird.
Look at. Do you see the fucking shots he's hitting him with? Holy fuck.
Yeah. That's a weird lag there.
And then the ref fucking headbutts Lee as he's trying to fucking separate the fighters.
So he just became the ONE FC lightweight championship, right?
I think he was. I think he was the champion. I think he defended. Yeah. I need to pay more attention to these other promotions. Like PFL starts, I think on the 23rd too.
Yeah, again, it's pay attention to them. Sure, I pay attention to individual fighters in a lot of those places, not necessarily the whole promotion. Because they a lot of time they lack the depth is all.
I'm telling you, man, PFL is going to be really good this year.
Well, I think they're building themselves a pretty good promotion.
They have a very nice stable of fighters.
Yeah. We'll have to something I want to, it's at this point though, it's getting difficult to keep up with it all, but
you know what I liked? I liked the drama talk that you brought up today. So I think that moving forward, we should do that.
Well, a lot of what was going on just really caught my eye.
Yeah. There's always shit talking going on Twitter.
Oh, there's tons.
Social media between these guys, There's tons.
It was just really spicy this week, if not all just today almost,
Yeah.
So
And let's not forget, man, this weekend too, Ben Askren and Jake Paul. Did you see that recent training footage that Ben Askren released of him hitting mitts?
Yeah, I didn't watch it all because it just feels very sideshowy to me, but it could shape up to be an interesting little deal. When is that? Friday night?
Saturday, 17th, same day as the UFC.
Ballsy move.
Dude, I'm telling you, I think Ben Askren is bamboozling us. Because when he was hitting those mitts in this recent video, his striking looked pretty good.
He said it. He said he felt like he could take 3 months and beat an amateur boxer, no problem. Dude, he's a mixed martial arts fighter, and he was successful in multiple promotions. Like, you got to figure he trained boxing, you know?
Yeah.
So it's not like this is his first time hitting mitts or something like that.
Yeah.
So I don't think
he has that competition experience. He's been tested.
Right.
He's a tough dude. Like, Ben Askren has gone through more in his life than Jake Paul ever will.
Oh, I think Jake Paul's, writing checks his ass can't cash. So
he might be. I honestly think that, I think this is only a 6-round fight too. So, I mean, maybe if it was 12, it'd be,
at the end of the day though, what the fuck does it matter, man? That Paul kid's got loads and loads and loads of money. They were highly successful YouTubers. I think they still are. So, I mean,
he's got like 20 million YouTube subscribers.
It doesn't fucking matter. He's going to make fucking oodles of money regardless.
I really hope Ben wins. I really do.
Too.
I'm going to watch it.
I do too, but I do have to say, from what I've seen, the Pauls train hard. They are taking what they're doing seriously for the most part. I mean, obviously there's promotional aspects to it, but
I'm not counting Jake out. He's training with, I think, Ryan Garcia.
I'd like to see Askren just murder this kid personally, just to humble him a bit, But
yeah.
I don't like that. I'd rather see it on Friday night personally, and I may just have to go find the footage after the fact.
I'm going to be watching both side by side on both my monitors.
Yeah, I'm not going to be paying any money to watch that fight, but yeah, we'll see. I don't know. I don't know it's a pay-per-view, isn't it? I wonder how much the pay-per-view is going for. You think? Can't be a lot.
Let's see how much it is. Maybe like $30 or something like that.
That even seems
it's 50. It's $50.
Ooh, that's a bunch. Huh.
Yeah. That is costly.
I don't know, dude. He's got 20 million loyal followers. The kid's got the marketing and the loyal followers that help him make the money. So you never know.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm sure I don't know. I'm sure it'll sell pretty well. I think
if I'm in the boxing industry as a real boxer though, I'm butthurt that 2 YouTubers can totally fucking set my real boxing stuff aside though, So they've sort of really upset the balance of everything.
Yeah.
But they train hard. It looks like from the videos, so they just haven't been tested by anyone, they're fighting guys you can't even really consider amateur boxers,
Yeah. I think that's what it comes down to, like the experience that Ben Askren is going to bring in there. I think that alone can,
yeah, he's not just, you're talking about world championship caliber fighting experience.
Yeah.
I get it's a different sport, but man.
Plus everything he's gone through with wrestling too. You take all of his wrestling experience plus MMA and although he's, never boxed before. I don't know, man. I think Askren can do it.
Yeah, I surely wouldn't be surprised. Be a widely talked about upset for sure.
Oh yeah, man. You mentioned, dude, Askren will become a fucking huge celebrity if he fucking beats Jake Paul. If he stops Jake.
I don't think he'd ever have to get in the ring again. That's for sure.
No, I don't think he ever will either.
I know I feel like he's made a decent little run on social media, and I think I don't know if he just likes to do interviews or if he has his own podcast, but he's relevant there too. So yeah, I mean, and he's really weird though to me. He's got sort of an awkward sense of humor, looks kind of strange. Again, not like highly marketable dude, but he's sort of found his way into some situations where, he's made himself a name.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, yeah. I mean, there is a lot of interest there. I just,
Did you watch that interview he did with Logan Paul?
No, I saw that there was some weird back and forth. And when did that interview happen though? Was that years ago or like recently?
No, it's recent. Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It was good. It was a really good interview. Really good conversation they had.
But he did it with Jake Paul's brother?
Yeah. Logan has a pretty successful podcast called Impulsive. And Ben came on there.
Which one's the dickhead that went to the suicide forest in Japan? Is it Logan?
That's Logan. Yeah.
Oh, he got ran off YouTube, I think, didn't he?
I think he's still on there. I think he got banned for a while and had to, and then he had to make an apology video and all that stupid shit.
Huh. Interesting.
Yeah.
How strange is that, though? At the end of the day, though, I think it's still the fight business, right? So I think a lot of the shit they say they don't even know or mean. How could you? You don't even know.
Well, no, that suicide forest stuff was, I think that was a couple of years ago too. So
no, but I'm saying like between Ben Askren being on an interview with Jake's brother, at the end of the day, it's about business.
Oh yeah, I mean they're hyping the fight.
Money.
That's what it is.
Yeah, it's about making money. So
yeah,
weird, but I get it.
Yeah, it was good though.
All right, man, fucking busy weekend.
Yeah, a lot of shit going on. So a lot of shit.
My money's still in the UFC being the overall better card out of all of it, though.
I'm excited for Bellator, though. I think.
There's a couple good fights there, for sure.
Yeah, good. I think we'll be treated well this weekend. Yeah, good
tune-up going into Saturday. Anytime you have successive nights of fights, though, it's exciting. So I'm good with it. All right, man. We'll shut her down here, dude. And thanks for. I love this. These have quickly become one of my favorite things to sit here and talk about.
Yeah, man. I look forward to having these conversations.
Yeah, and this is a great time to be doing it too. There's, like I said, there's just so much. There's just so much to talk about.
Yeah.
So, all right, man. We'll do it again next week. There's another card coming right on the heels. Another stacked card. So
UFC 261, Usman and Masvidal.
Yeah, one of the fastest sellouts ever. Full capacity crowd in Florida. It's going to be exciting as well.
Oh shit! I forgot they're doing that. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, the Vegas card in July 10th is going on sale in 2 days. So that's the Poirier McGregor.
Oh.
So yeah, that'll sell out in fucking minutes. I saw the price range for the tickets, 300 to 10 G's.
No shit,
dude. $300 nosebleed seats for a fight like that would still be cool just to be in the building. Still be insane.
Yeah, that will be an insane fight.
Yeah, man, lots to look forward to. So keep coming back, keep listening to us. We'll keep offering our opinions.
Yeah, please do. And if you do listen and you want to give us any critiques or compliments or anything like that, you just want to tell us to fuck off. We do have a Twitter now, Pugilist Podcast. Just look it up. Dude, I've been off Twitter. I got off Twitter for a while. I was trying to cleanse my soul of a lot of shit. So I'm going to have to go. I know you sent me the credentials. You're going to have to send it back to me. And then, so I can sign in and log into that account so I can monitor. Twitter is good for sports. Yeah, that's all I use it for.
The problem is you can wind up getting sucked into some fucking weird newsy rabbit holes. And I don't want to do that shit anymore. So
I usually block that stuff off. Twitter also did help me land a PS5 too. So if you're interested in
nice
finding one of those, I know how to do it.
That's awesome. All right, man. Okay. We'll catch up. Well, we'll catch up again here next week.
All right.
Hush, my baby, make no sound. Maybe we can wait each other out. It's a cold war.